Greetings. In this particular video, we're going to be discussing about a commission agreement. The commission agreement is used for situations when you're going to be showing a property and you're working with most of the time the buyer or the tenant, and you want to have some type of documentation that you're due your compensation for showing the property, whether you're showing it to a landlord or seller that's not working with the realtor, and there's no obligation for you to be due your compensation for bringing that buyer, just to make sure the seller or landlord doesn't go around you and then you don't have entitlement to your commission. Or in most situations when I use this document is for when you're doing a residential lease contract for a condo or a unit and so forth, because that particular contract, you can see in our other Nizz Realty Incorporated videos, the contract, basically the lease contract for a residential property such as a condominium, cooperative, mobile home, something with a unit number, apartment. That particular contract doesn't have any paragraphs discussing the commission. I don't know why, but that particular contract is one of the only ones that doesn't have anywhere where it discusses the commission amounts. And the way I usually like to do things is I like to make sure that in any type of contract I'm doing, there's some type of paragraph discussing my commission, so I have something in writing entitling me to my commission. Because then otherwise you're kind of just working on verbal agreements, and I personally don't like to work on verbal when doing business. I like to make sure everything's in writing, so all parties involved understand what exactly is going on here, what the commission amounts are due, and if it ever gets to that point where things need to be, I guess it reaches arbitration or litigation, or there's a discrepancy and so forth, you have something in writing and you're not just working on verbal agreements, which is not really too good of you want to have documented proof, something that you have in writing and signed by all parties. So that's where this particular document comes in handy. So before you start to fill out this commission agreement in today's video, I'd like to take a brief moment for anyone who's new here to discuss about our company. Nizz Realty Incorporated is a 100% real estate commission brokerage. This means we pay realtors 100% of your real estate commission. We have $0 agent fees, and the only fee that we charge is a transaction fee upon closing a deal. And we let you decide that transaction fee amount. We believe it's better to let you decide what is a reasonable brokerage transaction fee and keep you happy and give you the best deal. For more information, feel free to read the description below. Visit our website at nizzrealty.com, or feel free to call or email us for a free confidential consultation. Without further delay, let's get into today's tutorial video. So the commission agreement. The first thing you want to do is, if it's a lease or a sale, so it's the seller landlord up here, you put their name. Let's say in today's video that John Doe is going to be the seller and or landlord. The next part here, broker. You put the company name here. So for our company, you put our full company name here. Make sure you include it just like that, Nizz Realty Inc. Don't forget the Inc. at the end of the company name. It is included in the company name, and it's important you don't forget that. Now, what else you could write is, let's say you want to put your name here as the listing representative, or the individual working with the buyer. So you could write something like, let's say today's realtor is Sarah Nizz, as real estate agent. You could write something like that, real estate associate, something along these lines, just to put your name in there as the real estate agent, and you want to make sure that your name is involved in this, so that it's in writing that you're the actual agent involved in this particular deal. So you write something like that along those lines. What's most important is you put the company name. And if you want to include this is just additional. So let's move on. Next part here is that's going to be a sale or a lease. Let's say for this particular document we're doing a lease. John Doe is the landlord. And the property address, put the full property address. Make sure you fill out the full property address. Don't forget the city, don't forget the state, don't forget the zip code. Make sure you fill out everything, and don't leave anything out. I see a lot of realtors, they forget the city or the zip code. It's unacceptable. Fill out the full address. I know it sounds silly, but I see it happen all the time. And the prospect name. This is basically the tenant, the buyer, whoever it is in this particular contract we're filling out. It's going to be a lease, so it's going to be the tenant. So let's just say that the tenant's name is Billy Bob today. So this is how you'd fill this out. And then the next part here is in the event that the property is sold or leased in this particular situation. We're doing a lease. So it's leased by the broker on, let's say, I usually like to leave this at like it says here, 180 days. It's more than enough time. If the particular individual is a buyer, lease the property in 180 days, then I don't think you need to worry about it anymore. So this is how I usually fill this out. You could put a date here. I like to put 180 here and just move on to the next part. This covers more than enough time. The next part here is your commission amount. For a lease, the way I like to do it is whatever they're offering. A lot of times they'll offer like the full month's rent as compensation, or sometimes half of the first month's rent. It really just depends. Maybe they're offering only a flat fee amount. What I usually like to do for leases is just write the flat fee amount here. Let's say the rent's $2,000 a month and you're asking for the full $2,000, a full month's rent. And you just write $2,000 and just keep it simple. This is going to be your commission. If they're only offering half, write $1,000. Whatever this number is, you just fill it out accordingly. Whatever the commission is going to be, I'd like to write it as a flat fee amount. For leases, if you're doing a sale now, you'd click the sell button here, the sold button here. And for sales, I would do it a little bit differently. I would do, the purchase price, whatever you're charging. Maybe you want 4%, maybe you want 3%, 2% of the purchase price. Whatever it is, it's completely up to you what you put here. For this contract, we're going to do a flat fee amount, whatever it is. Let's say the rent's $2,000 a month, and we're only being offered half of that, so let's say $1,000. So you've marked that, and you move on. And that's pretty much it. If there's any additional terms, you write in the additional terms here. Most of the time there never is, so I usually just leave this blank, or I like to not leave things blank, just mark it as not applicable. If there is something going on here, write it in. If not, just mark not applicable right there and move on. And then you just have the seller or landlord, you want them to sign this document just to acknowledge that they're paying this amount to you. And then you as the real estate agent, you're authorized to sign and date this, so make sure you sign it and date it, along with all the sellers and or landlords. Make sure they sign it and date it also. That's pretty much it for this document. If it's a sale, like I said, you'll switch it up to whatever it is. You want to put the flat fee amount or percentage of the purchase price, then you mark these boxes as sold. But this video is for leases, because this is most of the time when I use this. If it's a sale, most sale contracts, they have a area in the contract where you could write your commission in there, so you don't really need this document. But for the lease, for like a condo or cooperative, there's nowhere that discusses your commission in that contract, so that's when I use this particular document, the commission agreement, and that's why we filled it out today as a lease. So you could fill it out accordingly, write your commission in here, have the landlord sign it and date it. You could sign it and date it. Now you have something in writing entitling you to your commission. That's pretty much it. Hopefully you found this video helpful, and we'll see you in the next one. Thank you.